Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Diamond in the Rough. Today we have a very special 2 games for you packed into one video. These have been screened for me and I have heard that apparently a special unit, that's right, you guys remember the Heart of the Swarm cinematic, the single guy in a jet fighter landing, swapping into a ground mode with his 2 Gatling guns? Yeah, that's right, we're talking about the Viking, the guy who lands in front of an Ultralisk and just gets tossed off the map, off the screen. Apparently, Ruff is going to use those in some very creative ways in these games. So let's take a look and see what we've got. In the bottom right, in the blue, representing Storm Gaming, it's Ruff. He's going to be doing a very early SCV scout this game. Of course, he is playing up against a barcode Terran. My god, there's a lot of barcodes on the ladder. This is going to be Bamboo Forest. All right, we got Bamboo Forest up here in the top left. It's going to be my substitute name. Kind of looks like one. Ruff going to get his drill harass on this SCV. Does force another SCV off the line. Bamboo Forest not too happy with that. Bamboo Forest not going to scout at all. So just kind of defends the SCVs and goes back to mining. Actually puts those workers on gas. So a little slow to get on gas there. I think Bamboo Forest might have a super quick command center in mind. Ruff comes back in. Can he get it? Oh, Bamboo Forest does respect it. Pulls that SCV off, but already quite a delay. And even though Ruff went for a gas first opening, is mining way more gas. His barracks is going to finish at an almost identical timing. His SCV comes in for one more round of Drilly Boy annoyance. And he does do a little bit of damage now. Does he see that add-on? He doesn't. It's reactor first. So Bamboo Forest wanting to go straight up into a lot of unit production. And it looks like a high ground command center to add just a little bit of safety behind that early add-on. Ruff, on the other hand, is going to be going for the Reaper first opening. Straight for a factory on the high ground. Second depot. And his orbital well underway. Where is the orbital of the opponent? Oh, that's already finished. Okay, so a much quicker orbital. Guess that makes sense. He went for the slightly faster barracks. Ruff, I think, squeezed one more SCV out before going for his orbital. And the Reaper is there now. Going for the second gas is Ruff. SCV moved in the low ground, so it does look like an expand build. He got the quick factory. He delayed it. Oh, he cancels his second gas, changing his mind. So a little bit of indecision here from Ruff, but I think probably a good idea. He doesn't know really what he's up against here, but he saw SCVs pulling. He saw the barracks timing. He's going to get that quick expand up. 2 Reapers. Will we see a Hellion join that? Yes, we will. Wow, this is so uncharacteristic of Ruff. Normally, he's a big fan of getting a safety Marauder out, sometimes early Cyclones. But Reaper Hellion are more kind of traditional, couple of mobile, micro-heavy units used to skirmish with the opponent. Not really his flavor. But they will give him an opportunity, potentially just as that command center floats down, maybe run in and kill a few SCVs. Bamboo Forest just building a whole bunch of Marines right now, going to be going Tech Lab Factory and a Starport. And looks like another Hellion on the way. Starport here, of course, for Ruff as well, with a little bit of a lead on that, but a bit behind on the command center. Still only on 1 gas is Ruff. That's going to be problematic. He starts a reactor now, but he really just does not have that many units. So Ruff right now is on a super mineral-heavy build. I mean, he's been doing this a little bit recently in TVP, where he uses mass Hellions and Ghosts to kind of just overwhelm his opponent in the early mid-game before going a higher tier. He's going to drop a quick 3rd command center. Wow! 3 minutes 30. Damn, that's fast. Bamboo Forest getting a gas up. Is going to swap the Starport over. Looks like maybe preparing for a bit of tank Viking production. Some very powerful pushes can come off that. 2 Vikings on the way. And just depots building in the back of the base. Neck and neck so far. Definitely the opponent with a little bit more income than Ruff. Ruff's command center now transforming into an orbital. And he's going to swap that reactor over. So it is indeed going to be Hellion production. Okay, he's already got 3 Reapers, 2 Hellions. He's building 2 more. He's going to be building a single Viking here as well. Building another reactor. No tech labs at all for Ruff. If he gets hit by a Banshee, he's going to have to rely on orbitals. But because he has the 3rd one, it's a little more reliable. And that's no doubt why he's building these Vikings as well. He's very gas-starved there, so you could see the moment he hits 75 gas, he starts 1 more Viking. Double Viking production, though. So a big lead here, actually. We were talking about Vikings before this. It's actually going to be a Viking advantage for Bamboo Forest. We're going to see a 3rd siege tank. Just a little starved for money. There we go. Yeah, this is a tank Viking Marine push for sure. So Bamboo Forest is going to try and... Oh, no. Unsiege is 1 tank. Siege is another. Ruff does a scan. He's floating his barracks out. He sees a lot of Vikings popping out. And he's going to swap his starport onto the reactor, realizing he needs to catch up in that Viking count. Right now, 2 for Ruff versus 4 for Bamboo Forest. Bamboo Forest is going to out-liberate it, so it is going to be that Viking tank push, but waiting for the third tank is going to move across, use the Vikings for air control, and then use the Liberator and the tanks to siege forward. Creep onto Ruff's tanks and overwhelm them. Really good against someone who's using defensive tanks. Ruff is not doing that. He's going mass Hellion right now. So if he can just jump on the Marines and hit them with splash damage, that would be huge. His barracks is actually going to see this push coming. That's very important. He might even want to pull SCVs into this fight because I don't think he has enough to... I mean, he's definitely not got enough Vikings. But if he can get on top of the tanks, that could work out. Bamboo Forest sieging very conservatively, very far back. Drops the scan. Hellions coming forward. Vikings coming forward. Hellions getting on top. A lot of the Marines going down. Oh, the Vikings actually doing well. Ruff's winning the Viking war because the other guy's landing, but then he needs to land as well. The tanks do go down. That tank in the back does a lot of damage, gets some big shots off. Now, if Ruff lifts off quickly, he might be able to kill this Liberator before the counter lift happens. The Liberator not really helping out. It's going to siege up, but look at this. Ruff kills the Viking. He lifts his Viking off. Of course, the Liberator no longer a useful unit. Going to try and turn tail and run. There's no way that gets out of it. And this tank, slower than the Vikings. If Ruff wanted to, he could chase that down and land on top of it. But for now, he's going to be a little bit more conservative. Non-stop Viking production. He's going to swap his factory off, build a tech lab. He's going to build a second starport and double down on the Vikings. Now, was this planned or is this a reaction? I have no idea. I do know that it's completely silly and it is madness. And he's going to go... What a troll build. He's going +1 ship weapons. Okay. He did lose his barracks, so he's got to rebuild it. Oh, check it out. Because he actually can't build factories right now. He can build a starport because you need a factory to build a starport. So he can build starports. But because his barracks died, he can't build more factories. So he might just be doing this out of necessity. He probably wasn't expecting for his barracks to die in this game at all. But so many Vikings and Marines arrived, it went down. He's now trying to do a mass Viking counterattack. Only 2 Vikings there. Ooh, Bamboo Forest a little too slow on the land. Loses one of these Vikings. And Ruff is just going to camp the starport. Oh, there's nothing that shoots up right now. A Cyclone starts up. That's going to be another 30 seconds till it pops. That barracks almost falls. The Vikings looking for an opening. And these Vikings pop out. Bamboo Forest loses one of those. He gets one shot. But as Cyclones are going to pop out, the time's going to run out. So the Vikings for Ruff are going to move down here to this third base. He's going to land on that command center and try to delay that. Picks off a whole bunch of SCVs. Ooh, the siege tanks are sieging, though. He's going to have to lift off. Does take 2 siege tank shots. 1 Viking falls. Can he catch more Vikings pop out? No. Bamboo Forest actually halted production, which is rather wise. Cyclone does lock onto these Vikings. That should be able to kill one of them. So there we go. It looks like Ruff is going to get pushed out of here for now. The Vikings actually joining up in large numbers, though. That's a lot of Vikings. That Cyclone, these Cyclones need to lock onto this. Oh my god, Bamboo Forest thought Ruff was leaving. He's trying to fix up his macro because his base is in a bit of chaos. He runs up there with the Cyclones. The Vikings are going to land. They just killed Magfield. They just sniped the Cyclone Magfield upgrade that doubles its damage. But the Cyclone's making him pay a price for it. He does lose quite a few. Oh, he's got his own tank here. His Vikings are going to land. But, that siege tank is doing pretty big damage right now. His Vikings moving over. This is a very aggressive move for Ruff. I don't know if it's going to pay off. He gets a Cyclone. Okay, that helps out. And these other Cyclones do their lock on. But, he loses vision. Each time he loses vision, he can't quite finish those Vikings. The Vikings, not bad damage against the Cyclones at all. But they are paying a big price for this. Ruff's Vikings pulling back. His siege tank moving forward right now. And he's still doubling down on the Viking production. I feel like it's a miracle that Ruff has done this much with Vikings so far. He's got a third base up. He's up a couple of SCVs, but not that many. He's basically just mining gases on his third. And what's he got? He's brought a Liberator and a Viking, this single siege tank. A few more Vikings rallying in. As long as his opponent... Oh, he never rebuilt the tech labs. Those tech labs got sniped. Bamboo Forest just realizes it restarts the tech labs. The Cyclones pick off a Viking, but that one almost dies to the siege tank covering it. These siege tanks and libs, very good versus the enemy units, but is Ruff too close? Whoa, he's just outside that dotted line of this siege tank. You can see that dotted line of this tank here. That's insane, man. Okay, Liberator's going to siege up. Sieges on the tank. This Cyclone, if it comes forward, it might get hit by the tank. I'm not sure if it can get in and lock on in range. Forces the unsiege. Bamboo Forest with some good micro so far. If Bamboo Forest can take that lib out, that'd be nice. But he's got to pull it out. He's got to pull it out. Oh, did he get out? Oh my god, he gets shot. He screws it up. The other one comes forward, and that one is actually going to take the Liberator out by the looks of it. But no, it lost vision. Bamboo Forest keeps losing vision, and whenever he loses vision, the lock-ons break. He loses another Cyclone. He's back to having no anti-air. He's just got new tech labs up. He's starting new Cyclones. They're not ready. Oh, Viking Lib comes out. A good couple of volleys of Viking Splash. The Cyclone adds something in there. Can Bamboo Forest regain control of the skies? If he can do it, he might be able to push Ruff back. This is so damned close. He cleans up the Liberator. More Vikings coming in, though. Another round. These Vikings need to get out of there. Bamboo Forest horribly outnumbered. The Cyclone, the only thing that was equalizing the air control, goes down. That one tank has 13 kills. And oh my god, the starport's going to go down. SCV's trying to repair right now, but I think he's just got to lift it and pull it back. The tanks are gonna siege here. Bamboo Forest could unsiege his tanks and attack move, and he would actually be able to just easily kill that tank, but he's under so much pressure he's not realizing. Ruff is just rallying units across pedal to the metal. Very little transition behind this for Ruff. He's built a handful of SCVs and nothing else. Ruff is dead set on killing his opponent right here, right now. He knows he's got momentum. He knows his opponent's making mistakes. Finally, though, that veteran siege tank, 19 kills, does go down. The starport did end up surviving, but a lot of SCVs died there. Third command center did live. Cyclone does come down. These Vikings taking a lot of damage. The Liberator and the Vikings moving forward. The Cyclone gets confused and goes to the low ground, though. Then comes back to the high ground. It's got to make up its mind. Does get another lock on. He's doing well so far. More Vikings behind this. Ruff's transition is to build 2 more starports. The absolute mad lad. He's built 1 more siege tank and he's moving that forward. Just 1 tank. That's all he needs. It's 1 tank mass Viking. He's got +1 ship weapons. Magfield finally starts up again. Oh my god, he's got to be so triggered. He does actually have 3 tech labs, so if he can just start non-stop Cyclones, I think he defends this rather easily because he's in a very good position now. It's just his minerals are very low. If he can just get that command center floated down, he's going to take the other base. Good choice. I mean, mass Viking is quite powerful, but I feel like as the Cyclone count grows, as Magfield kicks in, I think that Bamboo Forest will be fine. Bamboo Forest is spending the minerals on 2 more command centers. He's got to focus on his production right now. He's not using his factories. Oh, he's out of gas right now. He's not put his guys back on gas. He's only got 1 on that gas. And he's only got 1 on one of the gases in the main. Oh, that's why he can't build units properly right now. He's so panicked by this pressure. Bamboo Forest has not put workers back on gas properly, so he's floating a ton of minerals. This siege tank is going to go down, but the Vikings are just like, hey, guess what? You're out of position, buddy. They take a few shots, but once again, Magfield is in the open. Oh, they get that tech lab now. The Cyclones will run forward and start punishing this. That tank is not in range. The other unit's coming forward, but look at the way they move forward. Ruff moving into the Cyclones, stutter stepping them. These Cyclones need to pull back. The Cyclones need to kite. They can't stand their ground, but he keeps on just taking these big shots. Cyclones popping on top of Vikings. Ruff has somehow managed to ransack the production like a pack of Vikings, breaking their way into the middle of Paris beyond the walled city. And they are literally just running through the market square, stealing everyone's shit, kicking in the doors, taking their jewelry, their prized possessions, taking the fit, young, healthy, handsome people as slaves for later. I mean, how is just a handful of Vikings doing this? Look at this. Another wave of Vikings come in. They land on a tank. That tank moves forward. The Vikings landing on the natural as well. And pure pressure in the end gets to Bamboo Forest, who loses so many units to basically just Vikings. Mass Viking TVT confirmed, legit. Okay, that was an awesome way to start. Let's go into the next map. And let's go right on into game number 2, shall we? And this time it's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. Once again, spawning in the bottom right side in the blue, it's Ruff. And this time around his opponent is going to be a Zerg player. It's Bamboo Forest again, guys. It's Bamboo Forest's brother. Other tall, skinny tree forest. God damn! Come up with some original names, you bastards. And he's actually cheesing. That's a 12 gas. 13 gas, 12 pool. Oh my god. 1 base Zergling Baneling in this matchup? You're kidding me. But he knows that Ruff likes the low ground expert. He's already got a Captain Dickhead that's just going to try and disrupt him and slow down his wall off. Ruff's also gone gas first, which means his barracks is going to be kind of slow. He knows that Ruff both likes a low ground wall and doesn't like to scout. Ruff, for a while there, every game was doing a ghost build on the low ground, right? Oh, and just 1 ghost is not going to defend a horde of Ling Bane. Oh, this is going to be really rough. This drone being really annoying. already that barracks is delayed a fair bit. Didn't go down to like 55 seconds. Behind this, spawning pool is going to finish. Overlord there. Just going to pop a little late, that Overlord, but Zerglings will be flooding out in just a moment. The drone's still being microed. We can see those Zerglings and Ling Speed powering up right now. Oh, rough. This is going to be a rough spot to find himself in. Let's see if he can weather the storm. Of course, we know that there's some Vikings at some point, so I imagine he survives. The question is, how good of a position does he survive in, right? He's got to get a Viking out at some point. Nice micro by Ruff, defends the drone. I remember in the past that there have been times where people experimented with like, hey, what if you get like 4 Vikings out every game against Zerg and you just like run around killing all their overlords? And like, if your opponent's really, really bad, it's a great idea. But if they're really good, the problem is they just pull all their overlords back and they just build a few extra queens. And like, the queens are just going to move around and like stop you doing your fancy maneuvers, aren't they? So it's not particularly viable there. Oh man, he's doing the ghost build. So he's got 1 Marine, which isn't even popping on the inside of the wall. Okay, he changes the rally point at the last minute. Oh, Ruff has no idea what's going on. So he's going to build a ghost now. His ghost often pops out on pressures as well, which means it might pop on the outside as Ling Speed and Banelings run in. Already? Okay, so 6 Banelings. It takes, I believe, 5 to kill a depot. 5 times 8 should be 400 hit points required. Armor doesn't come into effect because it's spell damage. Oh, is he going to see it? Oh, the Marine sees it. Oh, he raises the depot in time. Very quick response there by Ruff. The Banelings are going to blow it up. And that should be a supply block. It is. The ghost pops out. It just... Oh, he focus fires the Baneling, but he doesn't quite kill it. Oh, whoa. How did he get this wall up so quick? Ruff was already building a factory on the high ground just in case something like this happened, and he quickly pulled 2 SCVs over. He's got 2 engineering bays building here. Oh, those are the cheapest structure with the most hit points. Lifts his barracks, floats it, Ghost Academy will go down. He's got no units. The Zerg can just keep attacking here, can keep like morphing Banes as well. He won't have enough Banes to break these buildings down. Oh, the SCVs keep floating to the outside. It's random where the SCV builds from. Oh, another SCV floats to the outside. Okay, Ruff pops it off. It manages to pop on the inside of the wall, but then pops off on the outside. He's only got 1 SCV repairing. These eBays are really low right now. 200 hit points. 200 hit points on the left. If the Banelings detonate that, he might get it. Gets down to 40 hit points when the SCVs start repairing. Oh my god. Toying with my heartstrings, Ruff. Now the Zerg player here is still holding down the Zergling key. Finally goes back to droning and starts a hatchery. But these last 10 Zerglings didn't really achieve anything here, so that's actually a big overcommitment from the Zerg, who will start to transition and inevitably will get ahead. But... I mean, he's actually wasting a lot of Ruff's money. Ruff desperately needs a unit. I'm like, how does he not have a Marine yet? He's going to start building a Hellion. He's just going to wait for that Hellion. And then finally, he doesn't have to spend all this minerals trying to repair this wall and just to survive. He's going to go a single starport behind that. No command center, no other tech. It's equal workers for both sides. But with the expansion up, all these Zerglings out for safety, the Zerg is in a far superior position. So he's going to move the Overlord over. So maybe if he sees the buildings lift, he might try to run in there. The Zerglings kind of spread out a little bit. Yeah, he's... Okay, look at this. Ruff gets the barracks in position, lands it almost instantly. So only a very brief moment where his wall's open. The Zerglings do run in there, but a little bit too late. Starport. Okay, so he's got 2 starports and a fusion core. So battle cruisers are really hard to deal with when you're on 18 drones, don't get me wrong. But how are you even going to afford battle cruisers? Like, is he just going to save for 2 battle cruisers on 1 base? He doesn't even, he's got enough gas. Okay, he cancels the siege now. He was building a tank, but he cancels it. The Overlord's going to see this as well. This is good scouting, dude. Our barcode tryhard here is actually doing everything right so far. Unfortunately... Oh no, build spore crawlers. It's the classic noob mistake, guys. How often do I see masters and GMs do this? I cannot get over it. You've just seen the starports finishing. Units can't pop out for a long time. They won't get here for a long time. And he's just killed 5 of his own drones in opportunity cost to build these 2 spores. A massive mistake. And now Hellion's going to come in. If he can kill a few more drones, this is important to slow things down. The first battlecruiser has started to build. And remember, they can teleport across the map. Oh, Hellion does get one drone. Can he get a second? Not quite. Regen there, helping that drone out. Barely got enough hit points to survive that next shot. And Aspire is going to go down. So I don't know. Can you support Corruptors? I mean, Corruptors are the hard counter to BCs. It's just not going to be ready in time. I feel like just Queens and Spores is almost always a better response if you're on such a low economy, because all you need to do is just get up enough drones to survive. He's building more Spores. These ones, I think this is the timing when he should have built them initially. Is it enough, though, is the question. Because what do we got? 1, 2 Queens and a few Spores, and he's just going to try to get up enough money for Corruptors. I mean, Ruff has no follow-up, so if he can get out 5 or 6 Corruptors, drop a few Transfusers on them even, like, that's going to be a game ender. And that's a big if. I don't think Ruff's going to dilly-dally. I think he's going to go right in. Does he go for it? He's thinking about it. No, he's clicking it across. Oh, wow. A bit of patience. Maybe ill-advised. In my opinion, I think you should know. There's no way there's going to be Corruptors out in time. That being said, he's going to be a little bit more conservative. He starts Yamato here as well. That means by the time it gets there, Yamato will be almost done. Next battlecruiser will rally across as well. But Ruff is just turtled. He's stuck up in one base. If he could start a command center right now, he might be okay. But instead, he starts 2 Banshees. Oh my god, you try hard. I love it. So he's just going to add 2 Banshees because they're cheaper. They can rally over there. And he figures he's probably just going to be engaging Queens and Spores, where just anything that does damage is going to help. In fact, though, it is Corruptors, which Banshees will not be able to fight back against. So Spore is here. Oh, he's got to be careful with that battlecruiser. Spore will add a lot of damage on it. The Queens do have transfuse energy. 1 transfuse goes down. The Queen going to try and run behind the other Spore Crawler. Says, hey, if you want me, come and take me. And this Queen needs to pull back as... Oh, great micro. Dude, the barcode's going to kill this BC. Teleport out. Teleport out. Oh, no. Ruff's been held. Ruff's been held. So this Corruptor's out, and he cancels the Banshee. He swaps to Vikings. This is how... Oh, my... So... Because he's on 1 base battlecruiser, he has forced the Zerg into a ridiculously low 1.5 base economy Corruptor. So he's like, well, I've got to win this air fight. I can't go off it. I can't swap into ground. It's just not going to work. He's got Zerglings on the ground, right? So he's going to try and add Vikings and a turret or 2. Oh, I don't know, man. Even if he wins this fight, he's not going to have a command center. And like, what can you do once you kill the Corruptors? The Vikings, like, yeah, like I said before, you can maybe kill an Overlord or 2, but they're just gonna be able to swap things up. They're gonna be able to just bring Queens over, transfuse, pick off your Vikings. They'll do okay with that. So Ruff here does not have a command center. He doesn't have any expansion going, and he's just building Vikings 2 at a time. I mean, I love that he's trying to do something here. He's bringing a single Marine, because why not? But what is the play? Is it just a big battlecruiser Viking timing? Oh my god. Okay, non-stop Corruptor drone on the way for the Zerg. So the Zerg's taking a third. The Zerg's up on 42 workers. Much better economy for the Zerg player. Has Zergling spread across the map. We have a push unlike one I've ever seen before. We have 2 Viking leaders, the battlecruisers, leading the squadron of Vikings. And they're going to try and not just raid, but absolutely burn down the Zerg base. And they kind of have to. Command center on the low ground. Should have built that on the high ground. Immediately just queues up more Vikings. Doesn't even rebuild it. Just builds a single Hellion on the high ground. Here we go. This push needs to end the game. There's only 9 Corruptors. How many Vikings we got here? 4 Vikings, 2 BCs. The BCs can tank very well. Needs to use Yamato. Needs to use Yamato. The Vikings actually go forward to tank the battlecruiser. Oh, it falls. It could have teleported out of there. I really think keeping these BCs alive is important. He's got to do it at the last minute. He's got to tank as much as he can. Oh, that one barely gets out on 16 hit points. The Vikings do win that fight, though. The Corruptor count down to 2. The Vikings immediately land. And there's no Ultralisks. This isn't any Heart of the Swarm cinematic. These Vikings are landing in an undefended drone line. Corruptors are deadweights. They can't do anything right now as these Vikings fly on in. Okay, they're going to go for the Spire. The Spire taking damage. A lot of Zerglings coming back, though. The Zerglings, they're a little bit blocked, but they get decent surface area. 1 Viking falls. The Zerglings, though, getting gunned down, and the Vikings' Gatling guns actually take down those Zerglings. We've got 5 Vikings there. The Spire does fall. Broodlings do a bit of damage. The Queens come out. Those Queens could cause trouble. That one has a lot of transfuse energy. This Queen's going to take out another Viking. There's only 4 Vikings left. 12 Zerglings about to pop. Ruff looking for any damage he can find, but he's not. Oh, I think he's done. The Zerglings getting cleaned up. 2 Zerglings idle over there. The Vikings actually doing okay somehow. Another Queen goes down. He's still finding damage. The Viking raid is real right now. Holy shit. These 3 hero Vikings, 13 kills, 9 kills, 8 kills. Ruff's efficiency is off the charts right now. This last fight was awesome for him. And those Corruptors still flying around like the stupid deadweights that they are. That Spire tries to rebuild in a very dangerous position and goes down. Now he's going to try and drop mules to repair. But a little bit too late to the bargain on that one. That Viking actually, it was getting repaired by 2 mules, but the Lings just did a little bit too much damage there. Viking's very low on hit points, so the repair only works at a set rate based on the unit's or building's overall hit points. So basically it's meant to take, I can't remember, it's like 45 seconds or something for a single SCV to repair, or 30 seconds to repair something from like nothing, like one hit point to full hit points. So the rate in terms of hit points that it repairs at is obviously much lower for a Viking than a BC. Good attempt, but he's going to come with round 2 now. He's still only on 1 command center. And the Zerg's redroned to 50 workers. The Zerg Spire's almost ready as well. There's only 1 BC this time. And what do we have to fight this? 8 Corruptors, 3 Queens, and there's still some spores scattered across these bases. One last desperate attempt here for Ruff to finish the game. The battlecruiser is going to come in. He's got a whole pack of Vikings in the back, and he is doing some incredible stuff with it so far. He's going to get Yamato off. Will he teleport that out? Yes, he will. Did a good job of tanking, but the Queens are adding a lot of damage, and the Zerglings are on top of them. If they try to land this time around, they're going to be outmanned and outgunned, and the Corruptor count's just too good. Even if he kills all the Corruptors, which he does with some nice focus fire, only 1 Corruptor getting out of there, what damage can he do afterwards? Even if he lands up here, he doesn't really have anything to follow it up. He starts a battlecruiser right now saying, hey, I killed all your Corruptors. Problem for him, 9 more Corruptors start up, more drones coming in. Imagine, I feel like if that command center had built on the high ground and floated down by now, maybe he could have made some sort of swap into like Hellions or something like that. But I feel like Ruff excels when he tech switches, right? Force this, do that. Force Corruptors, go Vikings. But now that he's rebuilding Vikings, you can see the adjustments there. There's more Queens. They're moving to deal with them. The Zerglings waiting underneath for the land. So I feel like he's kind of in a dead end, and obviously he's just so outnumbered now that the Zerg has so much economy. It's a cute land. He takes out 1 Queen. He gets, transfusers come down. The Zerglings come forward. He's doing the best that he can with these Vikings. He's actually doing surprisingly well right now. He's going to focus fire these Queens. Does take out 1, and there's only 2 Vikings left, sadly. You can see their hit points deep in the orange down there. And a Zerg player gets a good Queen micro, weathers the raid, manages to hold on. And Ruff doing his best. Ragnar the red impression here. But what's he got? A command center only now about to finish. He's long distance mining. Yeah, the factory transition. I mean, that's got to be it. I was like, it's got to be Hellions, right? Get them to get a whole lot of Corruptors. Get out Hellions, maybe 1 or 2 Cyclones to make sure they can't come in and pay on your buildings. The problem now is you're so committed to these 3 battle cruisers, and you don't have a way to pivot off that for several minutes. He needs so much income. If he can quickly make an orbital, maybe, just maybe. Does he have an eBay? He does. He might make a planetary on that, but no, he needs the money. He goes for the orbital. He's building Hellions and Blue Flame 1 at a time out of that factory. This other factory building right now. The battle cruisers are going to try and work their way around the bottom of the map, but if they get intercepted by these Corruptors, they are done. That is 18 Corruptors. 18 angry jellyfish that have been drinking Mountain Dew all day with no bathroom breaks allowed. That's right. They have a full bladder. Now, for those who don't know Corruptor physiology, you can see the bladders kind of wobbling on their backs there. That's right. Those are their bladder sacs. That's where they hold all of that caustic spray. And yeah, Ruff's BC's on the other side of that. He's got nothing that shoots up. He's going to try and run and repair. The idea is you've got to move this away to break the range, but he doesn't get it in time. 18 Corruptors just do too much damage too quickly. The BC's coming on in. They're going to do a bit of damage. What can they do? There's 3 Queens, 2 Spores. The Corruptor's going to get back here. He's going to kill what he can. He's focusing down the Queens. 1, 2, 3 Queens go down. Doesn't use his Yamato just yet. He's going to have to teleport very quickly. That orange hit point BC is easily one-shot by this many Corruptors. And he's target fired it. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. And Ruff teleports into another base, but there's another 2 Spores and a Queen. He's so desperate to do damage. He has Blue Flame Hellions out behind this, which is adorable. He's going to focus down the Spire so that at least he can't build Mutas. He's going to try to take out the spawning pool to buy himself time. These battlecruisers sacrificing their lives, laying them down to buy time for their comrades. But unlike Hodor, I don't think this is enough time. 4 Blue Flame Hellions might seem good, not when there's that much Lingbane. Ruff, raise the wall. Raise the wall. Ruff, daddy, please raise the wall. Oh, he does get it up, but I don't think it matters. That's just 5 Banelings to blow it up. There's so many more where that came from. The Blue Flame's so powerful versus the Zerglings, but goodbye natural mineral line. Ruff back to 5 SCVs total. That's his entire economy right now. And these Banelings, They are on a mission. They are just driving around. Corruptors flying over the missile turret. Baneling's clicking on a command center. And Revenge of the Zerg. The one base Ling Bane almost went down to the Battlecruiser Viking counterattack, but in the end, Ruff just not quite able to do it. But what a treat, guys. I hope you enjoyed this pair of lovely Viking raid games as he got his pillage on. In the end, let's be real, he did get pillaged, but 1 base versus 4 base, not a big surprise. Vikings in that niche that we saw in both these games, actually incredibly effective. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye and good night.